This is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and it is time to mess with another module by the fine folks who put 2 years, as I understand it, into building this amazing world. And we have ruined it in 10 weeks, and we've hardly begun. With that, we are going to get to that in a few minutes, because first we have to do some credit where credit is due moments. So our virtual tabletop tonight is Roll20. The images you see used for character art were all done creating Hero Forge, and I believe all the other art, maps, and images that you're going to see in tonight's game are part of the original module. So, can you tell I want to get started? I'm just rushing through this, right? That's the technical stuff. Now the people. First, Bison Stonefist. Ears, and lean forward so we can read the two, please. Thank you. You may have to rotate slightly. Yes, thank you. Thanks for joining us. And how is Control going?
Control's going pretty good. Tomorrow night will be canceled because it is my wife's birthday.
Oh, so happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Woo!
Not allowed to say how old she's like, I don't care. Yeah. So that's normally Monday nights I stream Control on my own Twitch channel. Otherwise you're gonna find me here on Sundays, and on Saturdays I play One Ball in Dirty 20 Gaming's Cathedral Deep game.
And I can say with no irony at all, tomorrow night you will not be in control.
No.
Next, Sarah, thank you for joining us. Idicus is here in the house. How go things over at the company of production? I didn't want to say production company. It sounded boring. So.
It's coming along eventually.
Excellent.
Yeah, Tango Productions. It's getting technically into gear for filming. Hopefully.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, we put a new video up on Tango Productions on location about our time in the Monongahela forest.
Nice.
In West Virginia. I'm still trying to write the thing for Scarred Adventure blog.
Yeah, as is everyone over there.
Right.
The most common sentence posted there is, "I haven't done anything lately, but." And it's wonderful because you cannot force creativity, right? There are other places where if you don't produce like a poem a week, you're gone. But not over there. It's like, I haven't got nothing. So come on in and read what other people have done, and give me a hug and then go away. Come back when you got more stuff. But next, Beowulf, played for us by the ever in real life busy person. Thank you so much, Solar Dasher, for joining us. I gave away your online tag, but have you managed to stream anything recently?
Honestly, no. I've
other than this,
when I'm not working, I'm either watching other people play stuff. I've joined my sister a couple of times, but only on her channel. I haven't co-streamed. So I haven't really done too much at all. I was trying to yesterday, but then it was my father-in-law's birthday, so anyway, you can find me there at the Solar Dasher.
Thank you. Yes.
I also have my RPG, which is technically dying, but I'm trying. It's for Bleach, called Bleach: The Darkness Within. You can find me through the Discord, which Kevin happily put a little while ago. Otherwise,
I didn't actually. That was Nightbot.
Oh, well, Nightbot.
I put it in now.
Oh, no, it was
no, somebody did it before. Mudkip did it, of course.
Thank you, Mudkip.
Surrounded by talented people. It reflects well on me.
Oh, we just got raided by the Mercs of Mischief.
Hey, hello. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. You got here just in time for us to get started, so I guess we should probably get started.
Hey.
Quickly. Last week, you flew across the sky in a giant flying castle. When I mean giant flying castle, I mean a flying castle built for giants. The doors are 60 feet tall. It flew higher in the air than anything in this world that you have ever seen. You got views of events passing underneath you like watching anthills go by. And then you passed over the valley of Kedron and it got cold. And even though you'd been told you were going to the spine of the world, to a place called the Eye of the All-Father, apparently an oracle for giants, the location of which is known only to a few, you land in the frozen, windy valley. And Harshnag looks at you, the four of you, because Creature is still here. I think Corfella is too, technically, as of last. Yeah, so the five of you. And says, it would be disrespectful to get any closer than here using this. And he points around him at the castle. We have to walk. Oh, and you two are not going. And he points two fingers like that, like two giant fingers. They're bigger than Iticus, right? The fingers are 4 feet long, right? Points at two of them, one of them at Creature and one of them at Corfell. Give me insight checks, all three of you. I want to start this off with something interesting. See if anybody figures this out. 23. Wow, Iticus.
Holy moly.
Oh, but Bale will figure it out too.
Bickford's fucking...
Let's start with Bickford. Yeah, blank. A blank, and then you blinked, and then you missed the blank, so you didn't even know you missed anything.
Bickford's just worrying about how cold his butt is right now because it's still a little...
because it's bare. Yes, then as well as your head.
Grass.
Beowulf, you see it. Creature slumps just a little bit, and it's relief that he's not having to go. In his case, it's not that he's not getting to go. There's an element of good. Iticus, you see that as well. I mean, your big buddy Creature, you can read him like a book now. He's got no face, but that doesn't matter. He is very, very happy that he's not going. Corfell is confused and frustrated, and you rolled a 23, thinking about how they mishandled the information in Cathedral Deep and blurted out this isn't a cathedral in the middle of a druid's circle of trees. Yeah, and just doubting life and their value. There's probably an eye roll or two involved. But they are definitely, Harshnag makes it very clear by stepping between the three of you and the two of them that they are not going on your journey. He says, I am going with you. The three of you, he points. But I need you to dismount. And he throws the rope over the side. I need a word. And he turns towards the other two.
Bickford,
just like that. Like there is it's like sending the kids out of the room while somebody else gets in a lot of trouble. Yeah.
Bickford leaves the keg of ale that Harshnag gave him because for Corfell because they were beer buddies on the way here.
He just had to roll it across the floor at him.
You might need this.
And so the three of you head down the rope?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You get down to the ground, and we'll leave them up there for a moment. The three of you get down to the ground. Who went first?
I could go
Bickford.
first.
Bickford? Okay.
Well, Bickford would probably make it down first because he's taller.
There was a heavy sigh, and it was Bickford took that moment to jump in. So Bickford, you go first. You get to the bottom and jump off, and since last night, there is on you rib-deep snow.
We're gonna want to know where Iticus lands in case we lose him.
Second one down. Who's next?
Iticus.
Iticus absolutely in the middle. Oh, do you go down the same way you went up?
Trying.
Around and around and around. Okay, in that case, give me a
Try.
deck. You cannot figure out why this perfectly executed plan went so horribly wrong last time.
Nope.
So please, yes, do give it. Oh.
There we go.
You start to drop. This time you start slow. And The speed starts to build and you start to lean in. It's like, oh, you got this. Your feet have got it. The traction's good. You slip once, but you reach out with your hand and there's a couple strands of broken rope right where you need them. You just grab them and pull yourself back on. You get the dizzy this time. You become the dizzy and you just ride it down. The world is spinning around you, but you and the rope are like this. So when you get to the bottom, you are going about 7,000 miles an hour in a corkscrew fashion. I want to give Bigford a half a second to decide. You look up, make sure you know where Idicus oh, and he's coming. What do you do?
Bigford's gonna try and anticipate where Idicus is gonna land. It's just like
Right at the bottom. He's coming in like a corkscrew.
He's just when Idicus comes down, the second he hits snow, Bigford's gonna try and grab for the collar.
Absolutely.
Back it up.
Idicus, is there a sound as you go down? Yeah. Down. And it's actually from below and above. They're moving so fast, there is a Doppler effect. So from below Bison, it's getting higher pitched as it gets closer, and above on the rope, Beowulf, it's getting lower pitched as it gets away. Idicus is on the leash, but the person holding the leash had to stay on the castle. So there's a leash behind Idicus, just flopping in the wind like the tail of an out of control kite. Thank you for reminding me of that. Idicus, they allow you to hit the snow. You don't even see Bison. Like I said, the rest of the world is spinning, but you figured out how not to in the middle of it. And you see it's getting kind of shiny below you, but everything's shiny, and it's kind of white shiny. It's not a cool color shiny. It's just kind of white shiny, and then bam, face first into the snow. You hit it, and it's like all of a sudden, it's like when an airplane lands on water. There's just an instant rooster tail of snow. But you've got so much momentum going, you just start going deeper. So this rooster tail around the rope just goes as you disappear into the snow. Bigford, give me an acrobatics check as you try and catch them. At disadvantage, doesn't matter. Double 13s, no.
I think this is AC.
On the way past, you thrust forward with both hands into the snow. I got this, I got this, I got this, I got the leash. Give me a strength check.
Strength check. Okay.
Yep, just straight strength. 7. Nope.
7.
It wraps around your wrist and hauls you off your feet, and you are now like a tetherball winding around this rope at the bottom. You come to a bottom, and it's just tension. Your hand is trapped between the leash and the big rope, the big giant-sized rope. Idicus, at this moment, you stop as you kind of slow down through the snow and get to the ground. Just as you stop, and everything's cool until you let go of the rope. You are very, 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 very dizzy. What do you attempt to do? Like all of a sudden, it's you that's spinning and the world is still. It's,
Am I stuck in this, or is Idicus stuck in the snow?
You're kind of face down because you were running sideways and you just kind of caught an arm and just went thwack when you got to the ground. But you were slowed down most of the way, so nobody's taking any damage out of this.
Okay.
Bigfrid, your big friend Bigfrid is for some reason you're not quite sure. Every time your head spins by, you see Bigfrid tied to the rope, and you're not quite sure.
He's just gonna try to
Look
walk over, like kind
Yep.
of tipping over, and just like try to help.
But you head that way, and of course you're gonna bear strongly to the side. Give me acrobatics to try and offset that. Oh hell yeah!
Wow.
Yep. You don't offset it. You go with it. So you walk this way and you start to turn. And you go, okay, just give into it and turn all the way around, and then keep going this way again until you had to. So you're just making loops and straight sections towards Bigford. As you do, it's getting harder to walk, and you have to take shorter and shorter steps. And you look down, and the world is spinning around your feet, but your leash is slowly tying around your calves as every time you spin, it's getting tighter and tighter. Beowulf. Below you, Bigford lands, yells something. There's whee as it fades away from you, followed by an explosion of snow. Utter silence. Nobody's visible. You're still hanging from the rope halfway down. What do you do?
Why? He's gonna look down
Yep.
and see if there's like, well, you said he was halfway down already, so he's gonna
Yeah.
look around.
Yeah. Every once in a while, you see
Assume
a sort
that-
of plump in the snow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
assume that the snow is quite thick enough.
Yeah.
He is going to.
I love where
I'm
this is
gonna cross my
going.
fingers and hope this one.
Yep.
He's gonna push up the rope,
Yep.
and as he's falling, transform, and
Oh.
hopefully land as a wolf into the snow.
I thought you were going to make a giant snow angel. Instead, you're going to make a giant snow sitz mark from a wolf. Absolutely.
wolf.
The translation's perfect. Give me a dexterity check as a wolf.
Okay, hold on. Whoops.
Bring up the wolf.
No, I have the wolf. I just brought up the wrong.
It's all good.
Okay, here we go. Dex is +4.
Dogs don't always land on their feet. No, they don't.
Not with our rolls.
Find out. Okay, so let's see here.
You can just do a d20 plus 4 if you want.
Yeah.
Got the character sheet. Clickable.
+2
That's
more,
plus
so
2,
that's
so 12. Okay.
12.
Yeah, you go for that cool wolf landing where it's just and they come up out of the snow with the snow going poof around it. There's kind of a pause at the bottom and then a bit of a groan as you push yourself back up. It wasn't perfect, but you have landed with no damage. Yes. Yeah, just everybody else just sees thump into the snow because yes, there is, it's 4 feet of snow. So, just the tips of your ears. As you stand back up, just the tips of your ears come out of the snow and your eyes.
Oh,
so you can
and
see.
a bit of tail.
Yep, and then the tail comes up. Yes. Yeah. Below you, around your feet, there's people moving and such.
Yeah.
So, down below, Bickford, you are tied to the rope.
First thing he's gonna do is gonna try and stand. So he's not sure how.
Yeah. Nope. Like you're tied right around the forearm.
What's the best way to do this? The best way to do it would be to cut it, but he knows creature getting mad at him.
I'm gone for 1 minute.
Oh yeah.
He's going to reach, follow the leash over to Ithacus.
Okay. Who's coming towards you in the spinny fashion? Yes.
Yeah.
As you do, yeah, Ithacus runs into you as they're going by on another circle. So they
Yeah.
kind of biff and then come around again and biff into the front of you. Ithacus, Bigfred!
Help off.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
Bickford's gonna
The latch
With
is
his
right
one-
there on
Yeah.
Ithacus'
gonna-
chest.
undo the clip
Yeah.
and then start to untie himself.
And under the snow, there's and a couple
Yeah.
seconds later, Ithacus is free. Do you hang around and wait for Bickford, or do you just get out?
He's gonna try and help.
Okay. And then Bickford, the two of you eventually manage to unwrap yourselves. Beowulf, that means you've got like a minute before the two of them. You can tell they're both alive under there. Nobody's screaming.
Yeah.
The blood's not turning red. There's, they just appear to be, they're fine. But yes, you are in lichen form in the middle of this forest. Your fur is being blown up on your shoulders. This is a brilliant solution to this. You are not cold, but you can tell that, Bickford, you're not sure about the Warforged, but Bickford is definitely going to feel this wind. But you've got about a minute.
He doesn't
you
feel it
figure.
already because he's covered in snow. My ass is
Yeah, every once in a while you hear minor complaints coming out of the snow hole, so you know they're fine.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Just gonna try and see if I can't make my way up to like the top of the snow.
Yep.
And
Oh, yeah.
shake off what snow I can,
Yep. Absolutely.
and then look around to see if she can't find the giant
you look back up.
or
and
snag.
at about that moment, you see Harshnag step off the side of the castle and start walking down his invisible stairs. spirals down and gets to you in a few minutes. Just as these two pop out of the snow. Boom, boom. One of them with each end of the leash. Idicus, you have in your hand the leash that goes around, and the clicky bit that you couldn't kind of figure out because it's here and it was hard to. It's right here. Do you want to try and learn how it works, maybe? He asked leadingly.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Give me an intelligence check because it's open, so you can like kind of go, what'd it do? And then, oh, there it is.
Oh.
19. I love it. You find the little clasp that creature has to push, the third button. There's two obvious buttons, and no matter how many times you push them, it doesn't open up. But there's a third sneaky bastard button on the back. And you finally find that, and you just click. Oh, you can get out of this anytime you like.
Perfect.
You open it back up. Open it back up and look innocent.
Don't tell creature till next week.
That's what inspired me to. That's what inspired me to ask was when I asked you last week after the encounter with the snake, what are you doing? And you said, I'm getting out of here and hoping. Essentially, to paraphrase, I'm getting out of here and hoping the adults don't find out. So, yeah. So yes, I figured to make up for that. Yes. So, with that, the two of you pop up. Bigford. Holy shit, it's cold. Oh, and I don't mean just on your shaved bugbear ass. I mean on your shaved bugbear head, and even on the parts that still have the fur and the clothes. It is frigid out here.
Bigford doesn't shake the snow off. He just sort of shivers, and it just sort of
It just vibrates off. Yeah. Yeah. And Harshnag looks at the three of you and says, I'll break trail, but I'm, as odd as this might sound, you have to earn your way there. I can't carry you. Not even you. And he looks at Idicus. And he turns and in a very ritualistic fashion starts to walk away into the snow like he's got his knees together and he's trying to make a trail. But he's a giant. So the snow that's falling between and around his legs is big, huge chunks. So it's still really, really difficult to get out of there. And to move forward. How do the three of you do it? Beowulf, you're in wolf form. You're not going to have a problem. You're not cold, and you're not. You can just sort of bound through this stuff. It's going to be exhausting, but there's you have an obvious
Beowulf's gonna look at Idicus
Yeah.
and like point to his back with his nose, as if asking if Idicus wants to ride him, to help the little one get along.
Idicus, you jump
The
on
kids
board.
will. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Sitting on the wolf again. This is the second time, right? I think.
Yep.
Third?
Second or third time? Yeah.
Second or
So
third?
yeah, you got this. Like you got this absolutely figured out. Which leaves us with Bigford.
Bigford's gonna have to trudge.
Okay.
He's not happy about it.
Yeah. So, who's going? I know. I mean, like I said, Harshnag is breaking trail, but who's going next? Beowulf
I will.
or Bigford? You're gonna go second.
I will.
Okay.
It would kind of have to be that way just by how easy it is for me to move.
Yep, absolutely. So you're going to be last and you're going to be really, really cold. Okay. So, no need for Idicus to roll. Beowulf, I need a constitution save, please, to bound through this snow for the hours and hours and hours because you guys are going up a frozen valley. When you're not this deep in snow, Beowulf, you come out occasionally into windblown areas of ice, and those are even worse because your claws just hardly dig in. You're skittering and sliding around and doing that dog on the freshly waxed floor thing. It's tough.
Ever.
Oh,
Jiminy Christmas.
You and very early on in that, you sort of the equivalent of sprain an ankle. There's no physical damage, but it hurts, and it just makes it harder when you get back into the snow, pushing forward and forward and forward. You get, I'm only going to give you one, a level of exhaustion just from grinding through this snow. Bickford, I need a Constitution save from you, but I need it at disadvantage because of the cold.
Oh, yeah, because
You-
I'm a forest bugbear. I don't do this Neverwinter.
Yeah.
bullshit. 9.
9, yeah. And yes, so Bickford, you are also take a level of exhaustion. You both get to that point where it's just a grind. Your world is this big. It's one step in front of you. It's just through the snow. At times you even wonder if you're still in Harshnag's trail. A snowstorm comes up and it feels like it's been going for 1,000 years in this location. You keep climbing and climbing and climbing this valley.
Every once in a while, Beowulf gets very used to hearing the goblin words for cold and pants. So out of the words in Goblin that Beowulf knows, cold and pants.
Oedicus speaks fluent Goblin, so yeah. So
So yeah, I think like at the beginning, when Beowulf hears what Bickford is saying, he'll ask Idicus, and Idicus will translate, and then he'll understand. Well, he won't say. He'll look at Idicus for translation, I should say, because he can't talk in wolf form.
right.
Silly me.
All right, I'm just prepping for the next bit. So you pound on, and it's like a whiteout, except Beowulf, when you're jumping out of the snow, it's like jumping out of snow into slightly thinner snow. It's blowing so hard. You're trying to move into a blizzard. It feels like it's pushing you back with every step. Bickford, you're leaned so far forward. If you go one more degree, your knuckles would be dragging on the ground if they could get through the snow. It is just, you're uphill into the wind. It's ferocious.
He's using the blackjack to kind of help
Yep.
himself up.
Idicus, you're riding a wolf as it jumps and jumps and jumps and jumps and jumps through the snow. But the
It's
jumps are
probably
getting
more-
slower, and yeah. And Bickford's being rude.
If Idicus notices this, he'll get off of Beowulf, like
Okay.
trying to help.
Boom.
Yeah. Thump. You can still move in the snow, but you're like up to here in it.
Yep, he's still gonna try.
First of all, give me a. Let's crank this all down to one roll. Give me a survival roll. 8. You start to try. Oh, you try, but you're going completely the wrong direction. So instead of following the giant, you just start to plow off underneath the blown snow, off to one side. Beowulf, boom! Idicus is off your back. Bickford, from what you see, well, actually, give me give me a perception check to see if you even see it. He said you're at that level. Yeah, 16. I'll give it to you. You kind of see a bit of movement. You look up just in time to, from your perspective, see Idicus fall off of Beowulf and disappear into the snow. You look up and you cannot see Harshnag. He's gone. It's just a broken trail of snow. The trail is slowly starting to fill in already.
It's like Bale the kid.
He's gonna stop
He's gonna start.
and sniff
kinda-
around looking for Idicus.
Yeah.
You
Bickford's
start
gonna
sniffing. Yep.
this with his kind of like clearing snow away
Okay. Yeah.
in an attempt to find
That's an
little-
interesting way to do it. Let's give Beowulf the sniff test first. That's with advantage.
Mhm.
I figured this out already. That's the main reason I asked people to roll, is so I got a second to figure out what's going to happen if they succeed and if they fail.
Investigation.
Yes, with advantage, because you're investigating, sniffing. Yeah, if that's your best stat, this is your best one.
Oh, heck
24.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Oh yeah. What is it about Ithacus that is absolutely unique? What does Beowulf smell? That you go, that's nothing in the world if it ain't Ithacus.
What creature put on Ithacus? The little rig that creature put on Ithacus.
The actual leash? Okay, yeah. Perfect.
Mhm.
That's what you
It
smell.
has creature's smell
Yep.
mixed with Ithacus's smell.
Yes.
And and the makeup too. Thank you.
And
for
the
the statement.
makeup, yeah, yeah.
And the makeup.
You put all those smells together, and yeah, you know exactly. You could all but see Ithacus just plowing off towards a 600-foot drop off. Big.
He's
Oh,
gonna-
I'm not quite done yet, because on the other side of Ithacus, as you sort of pop up out of the snow and have a look at the real world, you see Bickford approaching more or less where Ithacus is, swinging a stick in the snow.
He's gonna give a couple of yips, hoping that they can tell that they're running towards danger.
Okay.
And he's gonna try his best to get Ithacus.
Get the-
Hopefully by the little
Before you get to the edge,
before
absolutely.
he
Yeah.
gets the edge.
Ithacus. Is there any chance you would hear that? You're 3 feet under the snow, being heroic. You are saving the day here. Look at how good you are to
Yeah.
your friend Beowulf.
Nope.
No, just heading off, so you don't even hear it at all. With that, then, yeah, minus 24 Celsius even. Yes, it's one of those. You just keep plowing forward. Ithacus, Beowulf, give me a acrobatics check to get through the snow. Bickford, give me a insight check to try and read what Beowulf is doing, because that's the only information you've got, because Ithacus is gone visibly.
Oops, sorry.
Ooh, that's 3. Nope. Did you just roll
Nah.
another 3, or was that your last one?
No, that's the new 3.
Well, that's a new
That's
3.
a good
Okay.
one, yeah.
All right.
Hold on, I was trying to see some acrobatics and dex. So this is
That's
gonna be a
pretty
+4 instead of a +2.
So 22. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Perfect. Since Bickford, you're like, what? Huh? Why are you going over there? But they fell off over, and boom, the wolf disappears into the snow. Beowulf, it's like following eyes. Your nose is better than your eyes, especially under this much snow. As the deeper you get, the darker it gets. And you just follow that smell, that trace that's on each little particle of snow that you pass through. It's like being in the wake of a boat. It's that easy to follow. And then ahead of you, you just see the end of the leash in the snow. You reach out and grab it. Ithacus. As you're walking along, you got your newly mastered. You see, it's just in your hand and it's open. You take a step and your foot lands on nothing. Your face comes out of a wall of snow and you are looking down further than you've ever been, except for when you were in the castle. Your other foot, just of its own accord, steps forward. What do you do?
Tries like it. Try and like hold something so that I'm not falling.
You grab at the snow. You've still got, part of the problem is you've still got the clasp end of the leash in this hand, so you were really only trying to grab with one hand, and you keep looking at this thing.
Let go of the leash.
Oh my god.
You let go
Oh,
of
no.
the leash. Okay. You try and grab something. Wow. Give me an acrobatics check. 13. There's a moment like Coyote in the Roadrunner cartoons where you kind of you refuse to believe it, and then you start to fall. And it's like this. It's just you hit it and it's like a slide, very bumpy slide, but you are flying down this hill. What do you do?
I'm gonna put my hands up and just go wee.
And of course, because Beowulf is yanking so hard on that chain,
Yep.
on the leash, but as soon as she lets go, he goes boom back.
You fall
on-
back, and yes, you pull with your teeth and grab it and pull and grab it and pull because it has to be pretty long to have done what it did in the other scene. So you like
Right,
4 or 5 bites, and then it comes back open and empty.
Oh.
Bigford, you see that.
Okay, I'm gonna do something really stupid, and I hope this works. Bigford is going to put 2 and 2 together. He is
Yep.
going to dive,
Yep.
do just a full swan dive off the ledge, grab Iticus, and Misty step back to where he was. I have 1 level 2 spell slot left.
Okay, give me the acrobatics check to get there.
God, I hope this works.
I will allow the adrenaline in your system to override the disadvantage you would normally have for being frozen.
19, my first good roll so far.
19.
All right, double 19s even.
You slide through. You grab. I mean, that was your plan.
arms.
Like, I'll catch him at the edge. You catch him 27 feet down the bank. You put your hand on Iticus, and you find yourself back. You cast Misty Step. Right? That's range of 30 feet. You can move, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So yeah, you find yourself back at the top of the ledge, standing that far. Your toes are that far from the edge as all that windblown snow edge just falls away in chunks, like snow coming off of a roof. Just poof, 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 poof. And you watch it fall and break up, and fall and fall and fall.
Does
Till it's
Beowulf
just a
see?
white mist. Beowulf, yes. You
Does he see this?
You see Bickford with one hand holding Iticus, who's by one of the arms that's still going like this, and Iticus is still in a sitting position. Just for a split second.
He's gonna toss the leash, the open end of the leash,
Yeah,
towards Iticus
Iticus, you got
and-
one free hand.
Bickford.
Yeah,
to try and have the leash either grab onto Iticus, onto the little part on Iticus that
Yeah.
grabs to,
yeah.
or for Bigford to grab it and put it on Iticus and hold on tight. He's just gonna yank them up.
In my head, Bickford's facing the abyss, so the person who would see this coming would be Iticus. Iticus, your leash is coming back. What do? You got one free
Very-
hand.
Very confused, he'd grab it
Yeah,
because he doesn't realize he's in danger.
yes, absolutely. So you kind of, you're holding on to it again, not, make no effort to put it on.
No.
No, just holding on to it. Okay. Beowulf, you back away, try to pull, or seeing that Iticus is just sort of holding it lightly, do you still take a chance and pull?
He's gonna hold on to part of it with his paw, so
Yeah.
his mouth can be open,
Yeah.
and he's just gonna gently growl at her as if you better do that or else.
Right.
And then he's gonna take the leash back to his mouth.
Okay. Iticus.
Iticus, excuse me. He's
The
not
big
her,
wolf,
him.
the big wolf just growled at you and looked pointedly at your hand that they just threw you the clip in.
Okay. And puts it back on very begrudgingly.
Yeah. At least you know how to undo it now. So yes, you put it on, and Beowulf, you take that immediate moment to pull back. Between that and Bickford's 19 acrobatics, he's wobbling on the edge. You pull Iticus, and that rope's over Bickford's shoulder, so it kind of spins him. And for a second, it looks like he might lose it. And then you pull again, and you pull the two of them away from the edge. The three of you collapse in the snow. You look around.
Bigford looks over to Beowulf and says, "He will not find out."
Iticus, you're laying in the snow with your thing on. Is it undone already?
Oh, yes.
Like the second you land, is it pop? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it is an Iticus rescue device. That is okay. An Iticus leash. Yeah, we need to talk. So the three of you laying in the snow, recovering from this moment, realize you have no view of Harshnag. And other than up, you have no idea where to go.
All right. Beowulf knows what Harshnag smells like, I'm assuming.
Yes. Yeah.
We're going to try and sniff out at least the trail that Harshnag made.
It's going to be
Try
tough
and at
because of
least
the
get
blowing
back
snow.
on that
But
trail.
absolutely, it's going to be high difficulty because of the blowing snow. But yes, give me with advantage an investigation. Is investigation or survival higher for you, or are they the same?
Let me see. Hold on. It's wisdom and
Actually, you're
intelligence.
okay. So they are, yeah, because you maintain your own skills
Wisdom.
and stuff.
It's the same under Duncan's roll. They're
that
both
case,
plus
yeah.
0.
Okay, in that case, just give me an investigation as you sniff your way to try and follow Harshnag.
No,
Give it.
that's a 5.
Yep. So I need it again though, because you get advantage because this is sniffing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So 4 less than 16, so 12.
12.
To be honest, there is the occasional sniff in the snow, but it's not much more help than up. Just follow this valley.
Well, Beowulf's gonna lead the way the best that he can.
With 1 level of exhaustion to each of you, you pound on up this valley. It's blowing so hard now it's almost dark, but the snow is so white and so reflective that the tiny little bit of light that is getting through is just making everything glow. It's like being inside a white ball of unknown radius. You just keep pounding up the hill through the snow, pounding and pounding and grinding and grinding. Bickford, it's building up in balls in your fur, and it's starting to chafe under your arms, and it's nasty.
Yeah.
In fact, give me another Constitution save. 9. Okay.
What a time for that nat 20 to come up.
Yeah. Oh wait, with sorry, Constitution save?
Yeah,
I was just
save.
straight rolling. That's an 11.
An 11, yeah, still not enough. You take 2 points of frostbite damage. I want to say to your left ear because it just disappeared on the green screen. But yeah. It also kind of makes sense. Yeah, you take 2 points of frost damage to one of your ears. You can feel it, and then you can't feel it, and you know that that's bad.
Yeah. Bickford doesn't like northern campaigns. There's a reason why he likes down south by water deep, not never friggin' winter.
Yes. So you force your way, powered mostly by anger, frustration, hate, adrenaline, and fear.
Primarily spite.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And you push your way forward.
Creature in this
Up the hill.
warm place.
Yeah, you don't know where they are.
I'm assuming they're back at the castle, so it's not like
they're not. They got a thing they got to do next week, but the 3 of you finally see a glow in the distance. It's like a blue glow. It's not a nice warm fire glow. It's a blue magical glow, but you see it ahead of you. You force your way forward up the rest of this hill and onto a small plateau. You see Harshnag standing in front of a door. Well, a door. The doors, it's a double doors. They're made of granite, and they're adorned with huge images of dragons fighting giants, and the giants winning. The door handles are wrought iron. They're 2 feet tall, and they're 14 feet off the ground.
Goodness.
can't even reach that.
Harshnag stands in front of these huge doors that are just appear to be just cut into the rock. And he grabs the 2 handles and pulls. And ice breaks from the cracks between the door and around the hinges. He goes, huh. And he pulls again and more ice breaks. And he rocks them back and forth. And pulls them open and just throws them wide. Come with me if you would. And he steps in.
Bickford looks to Beowulf, shrugs. We've come this far.
He's gonna follow.
Yep.
Harshnag here. Oh, where'd he go? That's the one. There he is. Bam. There we go. All right. And now I will move you to this map.
This toque actually came from the Hudson's Bay Company. So it is not only a Canadian toque, it is a Canadian as fuck toque. Black square.
You should be way over on the left-hand side,
Of a black
Oh,
square.
maybe that's why.
and it should be pretty much a black square except for a small circle around you.
Oh, there it is. Holy crap.
And
That is a
I have
big
to
map.
switch to.
There I am.
Oh, Jiminy. I'm still zooming in.
Yeah, it is. This is giant-sized maps. Yes.
I have no seeing me at all.
Zoom way the fuck out and then head way the fuck west.
This.
I'm
map-
actually to the.
You will have to go to max zoom out to see this whole, and you still can't see the whole map in one screen. It's
Yeah.
massive.
Actually, I do.
Oh, hang on a second. Maybe I have done something. Hang on.
'Cause I'm at 10%.
Maybe I haven't got you here. Oh, I've got the lycanthrope over here, I believe. Instead of.
Yeah, I need Beowulf over there somewhere
Yeah.
too.
Okay. Yeah, my bad.
How to make a 7'9" character feel small.
Yup. There you go, Beowulf. Left hand side, right in the middle. Hell is it?
Oh yeah, to make this even more Canadian, it was actually for the 2020 Vancouver Olympics. Or not the 2020, 2016. Yeah.
Oh, that's Beowulf. That's because you're human and you can't see in the dark.
I
Isn't that nice?
have dark vision on this character.
You can see Bickford. You can see a little bit, right?
So we're over here.
I can see Harshnag.
Just south of that, and I will give you. Well, do you light a torch? That's the easy way to ask. Or does somebody light a torch?
Would a wolf have dark vision? No, that would be a cat.
I don't think they do.
Iticus has dark vision.
Yep, that's how you can see
So-
anything right now. So yes.
And so does Bickford.
Yeah, he doesn't.
No. So you cannot see. So and yeah, you're in wolf form. You can't exactly light a torch. The other two of you see the wolf kind of trying to sniff and hear their way around. Nobody's got the light spell. No.
Bickford lights a torch. He
Okay.
doesn't need it, but he lights a torch.
Okay. So I will now make you emit light. Emit bright light.
I am a light.
I'll give you 40 feet. It should be half and half, but I'll give you that. So there you go. You should now, yeah, I can see you glow. So now, Beowulf, can you see the region that you are? It was slightly south of where you pinged last time. It is here. on
I
the
don't
map.
see nothing still.
No, you don't. Oh, okay. Hang on.
There we go.
There we go. One moment, please.
I see just like a little tiny place.
Yep.
Yep. Just like the rest of us.
Hmm.
When Harshnag is really small on the map, you know it's a big
It's a big, big map.
Right?
You step in through
Oh,
the.
you're
oops.
muted.
You step in through this huge 60-foot tall, 60-foot wide double doors into a vast underground chamber. It is As your feet land on these tiles, you look down. The tiles that make up the floor are 20 feet square. You look up, you can't see the roof. There's weather in here. There's clouds in this chamber. It's so big. Just ahead of you, there's another rock wall. And in the very, very distance, you can't actually see it yet, but you can, you know that thing where if you look long enough into the darkness, you can kind of make stuff out? You can see pillars in the distance. And Harshnag is standing silently in front of you and he drops to one knee and bows his head.
We do?
Bickford just stands there.
Okay.
Idicus is going to ask.
Yeah.
Reese raises his hand up, or his arm up a little bit higher, just
Yeah.
in case you can't see.
Yeah.
Got that
Idicus,
Just
Yeah.
ask. We do?
um,
Asking, do we need to do that too?
Harshnag looks at you and smiles and says, "No, only giants."
Okay.
He stands up and he says, "Welcome to the Eye of the Allfather, the holiest place in all of giantdom. Please tread with respect.
Bickford wipes his feet.
I have a worry, a feeling that something isn't right. So let us proceed with caution."
Idicus is going to jump up and down to get whatever extra snow
Yep.
might be
Yeah.
stuck.
Inside of you, yeah, and all kinds of stuff. You work the joints a little bit and work the stuff out. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Of course, Philip's going to
Up his
shake him
arm
off.
and just snow.
Yeah. Yeah, and yes, the two fur-covered creatures, yeah, because you're a wolf, you just shake it off. Bickford, yeah, most of it comes off, but you still got those hangy bits on the end of on the end of your hair.
He grumbles about it in Goblin and just sort of, kind of, I'll have to deal with it.
Yeah, and because your fur isn't prepared for this, you ironically smell like a wet dog, while the wolf actually doesn't.
You ever smelled a bear after a swim?
So, with that, do you follow him forward?
Yeah.
I will.
Yep.
In that case, I can just group drag you guys. As you make your way forward, you get to, you see a step in front of you, this dotted line, but it's a giant step. It's 3 feet. And at the top of it, there are 4 pillars.
So Idicus can see the line of dust. you step.
Everything here is covered in frost, not just mist, it's covered with inches of frost. Those pillars from north to south are 3-dimensionally carved into scenes. From the north coming down, there's a hill giant lifting a rock above its head, then a frost giant chopping down a great pine tree. The third one is a cloud giant flying amongst birds in the sky. The fourth one is a flying storm giant hurling lightning bolts at a ship. The fifth one is a stone giant climbing a mountain. And the sixth one is a fire giant with chained dwarf prisoners in a cavern. At the back of the dome, you can see a 40-foot wide, 40-foot high hallway heading into the mountain. Wind has blown the snow far into that hallway. It looks like it disappears, like it starts to thin as it goes further in, but you have no idea how far that would go before it would actually run out. Harshnag points and says, "I knew it." And somehow ahead of you there are human tracks in the snow, footprints.
Creature, Corval.
You
Just-
look,
just-
give me a survival check.
Survival?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'll give investigation because I'm going to sniffy with the nose.
Yep, absolutely. Oh yeah, I like that. There's all kinds of good
Survival.
information here. Survival, nope.
Or
Nope, no
I'm
clue.
totally out of my element.
Yep. 25 because you get advantage sniffing.
Oh no, that's
Well, there was a
Iticus.
9 and a 20. Oh, I see. Okay, so that's a 9, so that's a no. Oh, and then a 5 and a 7, so those are all no's. Okay. So, even though you sniffed them, there's been enough snow blown over here that you can't. You get a smell, but you don't recognize it other than human. What you do figure out between the three of you is that they appear to have somehow drilled through the rock somewhere near the major doors and come in through a tunnel. But they're clearly further in. You look up at Harshnag and you do not need an insight check to tell he is concerned, to say the least. His jaw is just grinding. He has that white dragon's skull as his helmet, and it's just as he's muttering under his breath.
Has he gone up the stairs yet?
He's standing just at the bottom of the stairs looking up at these footprints that he's just noticed.
Okay.
So he has not stepped up yet.
Okay. Bickford's just gonna. He's taking a note. He's taking notes of everything that he's seeing.
Yep.
Trying to think. You know, he's never been on this side of a dungeon crawl,
Yep. Absolutely.
so it's a little new to him. Plus, this is all frigging new. I mean,
Yeah.
if he heads up north, he heads up to like Neverwinter to raid a caravan. He's not going to
Yes.
go into the.
He's out of his league, very, very much out of his league, and everything's too big, and I get it. Beowulf, what are your thoughts, and what are you doing at this moment?
He's gonna see if he can't get up on the ledge.
Yep, no problem.
Maybe get a better way to sniff the footprints out. But he's also very concerned by the fact that he sees the footprints to begin with.
Yeah.
Because he didn't think anybody else had come here besides other giants.
Nope, you did not smell anything on the way in. That's just further proof that they came in some other way than the way you did. Right? That's how you figure out. You follow their trail back and figure out where they actually did come in. And yeah, they've dug a little hole through this icy rock and coming through there. So
He's
you
gonna
prepare
shake
to
his
move.
head.
Yep. So you figure that out. Iticus. The step is as big as you is.
He's going to. He doesn't want the other two to see
Yeah.
because watching the way Harshnag is replying, he's scared now.
Okay.
And also he doesn't like, or not like, but he's already kind of afraid of humans.
Yes.
So he reaches into his bag stealthily to touch the wand of enemy detection.
What's the range on that?
I don't know.
I think it's only 60 feet, and I don't care. I don't know why I asked. As your fingers touch it, I will do my best to use Iticus language. Bad humans ahead. And something else, too. Bad dragon. But just little.
He's going to kind of tug on Bickford, and it's going to be in strictly goblin because he does not want to worry Beowulf.
Yeah.
He just tells him, bad, 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 bad.
Bickford just sort of nods and doesn't make it super obvious, but he's switched the torch from his left hand or his right hand to his left hand, and he's got the blackjack out, and he's definitely looking around a little bit more than he was
Absolutely.
before.
Yeah, you bet. So with that, you guys, Harshnag starts to move forward again. Do you go with him?
Yeah.
You kind of scrabble up over the ledge. Harshnag takes
Bickford
it
just
one
grabs
step
Iticus and goes like this.
and puts him up there. Yep, absolutely. And you start to make your way forward. Harshnag is very, very sure of himself. He knows where he's going. After you've gone about 50 or 60 feet, the snow starts to get shallower. It's blown in here by the wind, but it only gets so far. And so you see the footprints peter out as the snow gets shallower and shallower. Harshnag is walking directly forward, looking all the way down into the distance as far as he can see. But I need the rest of you to make either perception checks or tell me what your passive perception is, depending on whether you were looking around or not.
Bigford's definitely keeping an eye on what's going
Yes,
on.
you specifically said so. Yeah, you can give me a 17. Okay, Iticus 16s. Yeah, Beowulf 10. This isn't smell related, so yeah, Beowulf, you don't see this. But as you proceed forward slightly more, Beowulf Bigford and Iticus, you look up, and in the ceiling of this 40 feet up, there's gaps that outline an area that is 20 feet long and the full 40 feet width of this room. It's frozen in place. You can see that gap was absolutely full of ice. It's frozen solid, inches thick. But it doesn't appear that that block is attached to the ceiling, and it doesn't appear that anything is holding it in place other than that ice. And equally important, Harshnag has not looked up.
So Harshnag doesn't think it's a...
He's heading straight down the hall, right after having told you he knows this place inside out.
So there's a floating ice block.
It's not an ice block. It's like a chunk of ceiling. It's another piece of rock. So
And-
imagine a brick 20 feet wide, 20 feet wide, 40 feet long, suspended somehow in a gap in the ceiling. It looks like, for all the world, if that ice wasn't there, that huge chunk of stone would fall.
Is that safe? He says loud enough, assuming Harshnag would be able to hear him. Just sort of like,
He hears you, but he's walking forward and he says, I know this place. Don't worry. He hasn't looked up.
what about above you?
What? And he looks up. That, as he takes a step back, is new.
Bickford makes sure he's not underneath that slab.
Yeah, you guys are back away from it, yes. The last time I was here was 40 years ago. I didn't come here to pick up the castle, it was elsewhere. Looks pretty solid.
Bickford's not convinced.
Beowulf is not either, really. Because obviously he noticed it once Bickford pointed it out.
Mm-hmm. See something here. Take a look at my NPC and see if there's anything he could do. Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. Okay. I knew there would be something. He says, well, let's see. And he punches the wall and breaks off a whole bunch of chunks of ice. Picks up a, for him, fist-sized piece of ice and looks up and just hurls it up there and starts to break off chunks. You see him reach for another piece before that one's even hit. He's trying to break all the ice all the way around it.
I don't have any fire spells. That was Corfell's.
So you just watch? Yeah.
Beowulf's
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. As he smashes more and more and more of it, you see it, it doesn't fall. And it's more and more and more. And he's done two sides now, and it's just, it kind of comes apart from the other two sides. And the other two sides just fall as huge sheets of ice and shatter on the ground. You kind of have to step back as large pieces are skittering across the floor, but none of it hits you. None of it big enough to hurt you hits you. But that block is now up there hanging. You can see it moving slightly. It's suspended from above, like it's on ropes. You look again, and if it's tall enough, it would completely block this passage if it fell. On sober reflection, I probably shouldn't have done that.
So that's not good either way.
Oh well, and he just starts to walk.
Yeah, Bigford's just kind of the same thing. It's like we're either in trouble now or we're in trouble later.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yep,
But
the rest of you?
Hold up, say that. Lois is going to follow, but keeping an eye on Iticus, making sure that Iticus stays along with us.
Yep. Iticus, they keep
He's-
expecting you to behave. Are you frightened enough to behave now?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Very.
Yeah. So where are you with all the? There's Big Frid, the giant, and there's Big Frid, and then there's Wolf Frid. So where are you with all of that?
Probably a little bit behind.
So last out of 4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you continue to move forward. Now that you're paying attention, there's another one of these things in the roof as you move along. And you get to the point where you can see it again. This one is still frozen in place. Should we just,
Yeah.
you guys keep going. You pass underneath that one. Nothing bad happens. Nothing bad at all. And this long hallway proceeds out ahead of you, but off to the sides you can just barely see these ledges. They're 20 feet above you. And you can see there's sort of there's no railing at the top. And Harshnag looks up and says, "Yes, in times of defense, there's a giant every 50 feet.
Hmm.
You saw what I did with the ice. We call it the gauntlet." What do you do? He's just striding boldly down this hallway. Like he
Very
owns the
glad that
place.
he doesn't. Very glad that the gauntlet is not armed at the moment.
Yes, yeah. As
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
from 20 feet up, you can't see much of it, just this ledge.
He's gonna try and Bo's gonna try and stick as close to Harshnag as he can.
Absolutely. So you guys continue your way up the hall. You get to a point that looks just like every other point, and suddenly Harshnag stops. He stops so fast you can hear his plate mail go clank, but it's, sheets of mail this thick going boom. And that rings off into the darkness. And what comes back is an echo, but silence. And you just realize now it wasn't silent before. It's not something you noticed. Harshnag noticed it first. But him coming to a stop has scared whatever is ahead of you into a moment of silence. And then you hear,
From which direction? From ahead of
from
us?
straight down the hallway ahead of you. At that noise, Harshnag says, "Worm." But it's a tiny noise. It's not breathtaking, like burning down the world noise. He is enraged and starts to storm forward. He pulls his weapon out, and it starts to sparkle with lightning and blue ice.
Bickford looks to Iticus and I don't know what he says. Get ready. Tells Iticus to get ready. And then Bickford drops the torch and moves out of its
All right.
vision.
For the purposes of this, what I'm going to do then, you don't glow anymore. You don't emit light. That's fine. We can do that.
Head back to where I was.
No longer emits light. But what I'm going to do to make up for that is Harshnag starts to glow. And I'll give him, just so our wolf can see, I'll give Harshnag 60 feet of light. There you go.
Okay.
So that should brighten up your view fairly good, Beowulf.
Yeah, he's gonna get a little closer, probably like about right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, because Harshnag is just storming down the hall at giant speed, so you would have to really rush to keep up.
What is the
He
giant
starting to
speed?
soar. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see what his movement is. 40. So not much faster.
Beowulf can keep up fine because his speed is 40 also.
There you go. So yeah, you take off right next, almost beside Harshnag. The other two, what do you do?
Well, Bickford's dropped the torch, so
Yep. So that stays back behind you. Harshnag is glowing ahead of you. Right beside him, that blue aura of ice is reflecting off of your wolfy friend.
Mhm.
Bickford, you look at Oedicus. Oedicus, you look at Bickford.
mutters, I hope he knows how to fight, as Bickford is staying out of Harshnag's light. And as they move, he knows that he's going to fall behind anyways,
Yeah.
because
so
I've
he-
only got a movement of 30.
So you're dropping back to that 60-foot limit, so you're just not illuminated.
Yeah, and
Okay, fair
then
enough.
basically I'm going into hide stealth.
Yes. Okay, give me a stealth roll then. Yes, please.
20.
That's
Oh,
fairly
my.
stealthy. Oedicus, what are you doing?
Oedicus is going to put Fred away and pull out his dagger and disappear into the other, kind of away from Beowulf.
So the two
Or not
of you
Beowulf.
Bickford. So the two of you just sort of go to one side, each of these shadowy, icy overhangs, and just blend into the dark blue shadows. Give me
Yeah.
a stealth check, please.
And for visual reference, when Bickford does that, just imagine the Sasquatch video from the 70s.
Yeah.
Turn to your truth.
Oh dear.
Nope. I overruled the dice. I put my thumb over the 11. Because the 28 is a much better. I physically have reached over and put my thumb over the 11. The 28 is a much better story. Bickford, you fade to one side. You look across and you watch your little metal friend fucking disappear. The Oedicus isn't hidden. You watch them like transporter beam gone. You have just a moment to realize there is an element of magic to Oedicus that maybe even Oedicus doesn't know about.
Huh.
But yeah, that 28's much better. That's a much better story.
Just
You just
More
gone.
narratively better.
So, you guys maintaining that distance at the back, start to move forward. As you do, you hear ahead of you the sound of footsteps on stone and the chopping of metal on ice. You get closer still. Cloaking device, exactly. Closer still, and you see in the glow of Harshnag, he peels off to the left because there's a huge flight of stairs ahead of you, rising up into the darkness. And it's peppered with human forms. You can see them. But at the bottom of the stairs on the left, there's one that's different. It's about 6 feet long. It's on all fours. It's white. It's got horns, and it's hissing. Harshnag takes 3 quick steps across and doesn't even use his weapon. He stomps it like a bug. This white dragon wormling just turns to paste under his foot.
Really doesn't like those guys.
He turns to the rest of them on the stairs
Squish.
and says, "How dare you?" There are, as you get closer, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bad guys. At least one of which is magical.
Wait.
I want to ask you guys the question now. It is only 7:24. Do you want to do this now? Or do you want to wait until next week when we can magically return at least one of your friends?
If we start this now, we have the opportunity for a heroic rescue.
You do have that option, absolutely. That's 1 nod,
Yeah.
that's 2 nods. Okay, let's do it. I just didn't want to throw you. I didn't
the
want to
better-
throw you under a major bus for without your permission. So let me
I
get
think it's
some.
better storytelling.
It is. I just wanted to make sure. It's what I was hoping you would say, to be honest. I just have to get my baddies out here. So, as this is it. I mean, you guys are about to get into an actual fight, and if I'm not mistaken, you guys don't
Hardly
really
our
do
second.
this. Yeah, you don't
Our
do this
third
very
one.
often. Yeah.
This is this is the second fight of the campaign and my first round of combat.
There he is. That's that one. Okay.
I've actually been keeping track. I think it's funny.
There's that one. And there is. Where's the other one? That one. No, it's the same one. Never mind. Hang on a second. Oh, that's what they are. All right. I had to find out what they're called. So, with that, holy cow, let's roll. Oh, let me clear the screen. Let's roll some initiative. So, click your token and then click the initiative button on that character. Let me get in here so I can actually see the name tags on these. That is that one. Yes. Yes, I did go. Okay. And where is the leader? Is there? And I don't believe these guys. Okay, so now let us sort this. Descending order. All right.
At least I'm not last.
Iticus. Sorry, that took some time to set up. Iticus, you are, yeah, I love this. You guys have managed to somehow both get up on this ledge, this 20-foot ledge, and you're bolting along it. For the purposes of this, you can be way closer than you currently are.
Oh, that's the
Uh,
ledge.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oops.
those outside areas. But I like it. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Bickford could have, it's ice, so you guys would have climbed, you have climbing speed, so you can absolutely be up there if you want. And yes, let's start you there, just above Surge. Well, it's 20 feet tall, so you're sort of looking down at Harshnag's head from here, but only by a couple of feet. But Ithacus, you get to there. So the leader is there, the shaman is there, and everything else appears to be warriors. What do you do?
He's going to use his short bow and try and hit just one of them.
Okay,
Whichever
which
he
one?
can. Which
You've
one
got
can he-
you've got views on almost all of them, I think, from where you are. Let me see.
There's a couple I can't see over
So
here.
you can see the three on the stairs. You can just barely see the boss. That one.
That's
that one?
60.
'Kay.
That's 60, 70.
Yeah, short range on a bow is 60, right? So this would be the only one that would be at disadvantage.
Yeah, so this one on the stairs is the one he's going for.
Perfect. So go ahead and pull the trigger. An 11. No, it's been a long time. You pull the trigger and dust falls off of your bow, and the dust falls off of the arrow, leaving sort of an arrow-shaped, bow-shaped thing in the air for a second before that falls to the ground. Your arrow clatters off the steps into the darkness. You still have a bonus action.
He's gonna try and go back to hiding.
Okay. So yeah, give me a stealth check then.
Okay. That's not what I want.
That's how you stealth archer.
That is exactly how you stealth archer. 28. Yeah, that is exactly how you stealth archer. So yeah, Bickford again. You're on the other side looking across. It's like watching a Romulan bird of prey. They come into existence, they shoot, and then they go out of existence again.
Just at awe at this, 5-year-old's ability at stealth.
So yes,
Like a true goblin. Yes.
Yes.
this
Yes,
runs towards that's just how you play goblins. I'm preaching, but yes, the leader runs forward against Harshnag and screams, "You killed my pet!" and attacks with their great axe. 24, doing 7 points of damage to Harshnag. Oops, don't have to do that. Where's Harshnag? There he is. The second attack. I should have just done them both at the same time. 14 does not strike. But in a moment of rage, you see the leader just reach back and you see them raging. These are barbarians. Bickford.
Bickford's going to move here. And
Okay.
he's going to bonk the shit out of this guy.
Okay, 10 feet away and down. So yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Well, I get my
This one?
reach.
You got your 15-foot reach, yeah, or 10-foot reach. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guy? Yeah. So yeah, you just reach down with this big, long bugbear arms and then club him with the
And then-
25 absolutely hits. 9 points of 18 points of damage.
So the-
Oh no, wait a minute, you haven't even done the damage yet. That's just a
Yeah.
surprise attack and a sneak attack. Click where it says bugbear
gotta do-
blackjack. There you
No,
go.
that's not it. What am I doing wrong?
No, you did it that time.
Okay,
Oh, no.
so no.
You just click the name.
The name where it says bugbear blackjack. Wait, I just did it at work. So at the bottom of that rectangle, hover over the name where it turns red.
Oh, I
There
see.
you go.
Okay,
So
so
The
13.
+5 was only for the crit. So
Oh.
9 and 9 is 18 plus 8 is 26. Yes,
Yeah,
Mhm.
did him a big bonk.
you did a major bonk on this one. As you do, you're like, yeah, that'll put him down. And it just kind of, he shudders and just looks up at you. You did some damage, but not a lot. You just, bonus action,
You can't fucking
give
get me
finger.
from here.
You do have a bonus action. What would you like to do?
Um,
You are a
I-
roguey as well, right?
Yeah, I will hide again as a bonus action.
Okay, give me a stealth.
I do not feel bad about this at all.
10.
Nope.
You shouldn't because you're not doing it very well.
Well, he looked up at me, right?
Yes, yeah, he's looking right at you. You just kind of back away and he just kind of watches you go.
Yeah, as he sees the finger, just sort
Yeah,
of
just backing into the icy darkness. Bo, what are you doing?
Well, he sees Bickford attack this guy here.
Yep.
So we're gonna shoot. Hold on.
I'm just seeing this arm come out of the darkness. Clang.
Yep.
Ah, here we go. I got it. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20. There we go, right there.
Right to the next one. Okay. That's
Yeah.
the one. That
So
one is not gonna hit.
bypassing this guy's opportunity attack,
Yeah, you can go around.
we
it,
are going
absolutely.
in for a. Well, here's the bite.
19 hits, 10 points, and they are humanoid. So let me do the damage. Okay. And
And
then
then they
two
must
more
succeed
attacks,
on
right?
a DC 14 Constitution.
If he survives, he's a lycanthrope.
Nope, failed. So he will be a lycanthrope if you don't kill him.
So after the bite comes the claws.
All right. 15 does hit. 10 more damage. And one more. You got, is it bite, claw, claw? 2 claws and a bite or 2 attacks?
It just says makes 2 attacks. One with
Okay.
its bite and one with its claws or speed.
2. Done. There you go. You have a bonus action if you have one, but I don't think you do in lycanthrope form, right?
Nope.
Okay. Next, the berserkers. That one's going to, can't see there, so it pulls up there. These two. Oh, there's only one person they can go after. Really. 1, 2. Oops. Don't.
Well, the one guy could have tried. He just would have been right in front of me as he ended his movement.
Well, he'd also have to climb up 20 feet to get to you, and they don't have that kind of range or reach, right? So the 4 of them all collapse onto this
It's 20
wolf.
feet up. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's why I shouldn't have actually had that attack. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter.
All Zeemed that attacked.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're telling a story here. You guys should need some advantages because you're kind of overmatched here, except possibly not. Except for right now, there are 8 attacks against our wolf. Beowulf, what is your...
I don't think the giant's the target.
the giant is being attacked by the shaman and the boss.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What are they attacking with? What is the damage?
They actually, it's going to be slashing damage. They are attacking recklessly, so they get advantage on all attacks, but attacks against them have advantage until the start of their next turn. But they only get 1 attack each.
Is it non-magical?
It is. Yes, it is.
He's immune.
Okay, so let's see what happens. Yeah, it's just the first one, they get advantage. So the first one hits, the second one would have been a critical. The third one was also a 20. And the 4 of them, 3 out of all 4 hit, just bang, 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 bang. And you just shake it off.
Shake it off and growl at him.
Iticus.
Iticus is gonna try again with his short bow,
Okay.
hitting the one right in front of Harshnag.
Okay, the boss. Okay, absolutely.
So
Oh, sweet.
With advantage because he is also being reckless.
okay. Oh, plus I have a sneak attack.
Yes, you do.
I forgot.
So 25, so 17 points of damage. So yes, you just lean around the corner and thwack, and it drives into their shoulder, pushing them back against the wall. And they pull back forward and look down at it and look back up into Harshnag. Your tiny friends are annoying.
I think they're annoying now.
They step back from Harshnag, who gets a Where is
Attack of opportunity.
Yep. There we go. Versus a human. 31. 68 points of damage in a single strike.
Holy moly.
The barbarian's raging though.
But so technically he would only take half, I
But
guess.
still a lot.
Still, it doesn't matter. For the purposes of this, he smashes him against the wall, and when he takes his axe away, the barbarian lord is just stumbling. Only a few hit points left. If you were to judge somebody that way, he said breaking form. But there's very, very little left that is a threat coming out of that particular corner. But he does still get to attack, and as he does, he reaches up and pulls his bow off of his back, draws one last arrow, and spins up and looks at you, Iticus, pulls the trigger. A critical hit. It drives in through your open mouth and hits the back of the hollow skull.
Ow.
Poof, the head snaps forward. For a moment, you feel pain. Like your goblin feels pain. But then you realize it's really only a dint. And you take 10 points of damage from a crit that could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
Bigford.
Bickford knows first rule of any combat is get the one in the dress.
Yes.
So he is going to cast
That's right over here.
cantrip. And
Shadow Whip. Definitely got the range.
casting that at the shaman, obviously.
Okay, so successful
spell
melee
attack.
spell attack.
So how do I do that? Do I just make an attack roll?
Yeah. Weirdly, it's rolled. It's told us about the spell save DC, but not the actual thing. So, yeah, roll 1d20 plus your casting ability. What's
So I
your
win.
casting ability?
Charisma.
Oh,
So I
so
just
it is
did
only
10
one. So
plus.
a 10. Yeah, unfortunately, the whip reaches up and does not make contact.
This is first time
There's-
using. Does not
Yeah,
use this.
and there's no damage on cantrip fail.
Yeah.
But they make the wherever you miss. So.
Do the damage first.
Yes. Beowulf, surrounded by 4 creatures that can't hurt you. You have advantage on
one
all
is dead.
attacks. Which one? No, this one up
The
here.
one right, that one.
It's this one up here, the boss that's almost dead. Oops.
No, I mean I killed this one. Why?
Did you-
Or did
Oh,
you
yes.
change?
Yeah. Yes, you did. So yeah.
So it's actually 3.
Yeah. We'll get rid of this one. There you go. So yes, there's 3 of them around you.
I'm gonna attack this one here.
The one that's already injured? Absolutely.
And you said I don't think I can do advantage on this one, so I'll just roll it twice.
Yep, because they all you
Okay.
have it. Yeah, you have advantage because of the. Yeah, so 24 is the better of the 2. Does 9 points of damage, and they have to do their con save.
This is the one with the slightly caved in skull.
Hit the con. Come on. 21. So they did make the con save. But yes, they do. You do 9 points more of damage to them.
Now up to
As you grab
claw.
them and yes, and then you reach up with your claws to drive them to the ground. 16 makes contact for 12 more points of damage. You shake and rake and claw and rip at them. The other 2 above you looking helplessly on as they don't appear to be able to do any damage at all. So they turn and attack the giant that all but killed their boss. You get an attack of opportunity against one of them if you wish.
Mhm.
Beowulf. 19. You do 10 points of damage to this one. as they run away. And then they attack. 2 of them left. That's all that's left. You guys can take this out easy.
Well, there's the shaman, but they don't seem to be doing anything.
They haven't. They actually never ended up on the list, so I'm going to have them go at the end of this turn. That's how that worked. Oops. That's okay. They're just a shaman. They can heal the guy. Anyway. Berserkers. 2 attacks with great axes. 24 and a 15. The 24 hits for 13 points of damage to Harshnag. He just looks down. Nice try, little one. And that means I'm going to let this shaman go. Yeah, they had some stuff, but that's okay. All they're going to do is cast heal. Where is it? There we go. Prayer of healing. So 15 feet. So he gets 15 points back. So he casts a spell of healing onto his boss, who comes back slightly from the brink of death. And then he runs up the stairs. Next is Idicus.
Can he
Yeah, I
still
like-
hit the boss?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like this. I like you guys taking this out without any help. Yeah,
He's gonna do it again.
absolutely. Yeah, you lean out over the edge again, and you see that like somebody healed up the damage you did. What a jerk! Did all that work. So attack again. Wow. Yeah.
Not bad.
He just shot you. So yeah, you just lean out and whack 9 more points of damage into the and sneak attack because they are. Oh no, they're not technically. They are engaged because Harshnag's got a 10-foot immediately. Wow. Yeah, that's what I needed to see. Perfect. You just lean out and say, "Shoot me in the face." Oh. Well, you tell me how this because you killed him. You tell me what is the thought process? He just shot you in the mouth. The arrow is still there when you close your mouth. It's dented the back of your neck from the inside. Is that enough to actually piss Idicus off?
I think so.
I
I think Atticus is finally like, oh, okay. And he just kind of leans out, fires it,
Yeah.
leans back in.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to watch. He's just like, I know this is good.
Yep.
True
As
sniper.
as you lean back, you hear that thunk sound of a skull being pierced by an arrow. And your little goblin mind, part of it reacts with absolute glee. I won't tell you how Idicus responds, but there's inside there, that little internal goblin is excited about all of this.
He also will remove the
He just said, "Family." Yeah, I'll give you that as a bonus action. Absolutely. Bigford. There's only 2 of them left down there. 3 of them left down there.
Bickford's gonna head there. He's
Yeah.
going to cast Shadow Whip
one's-
on the shaman again.
Okay.
'cause
Yeah. Yeah, you still got range. Absolutely. Yeah.
We have no survivors. Where are we here?
Yeah.
My spell attack bonus was 4.
Oh, so there you go.
I
If you're
don't know.
proficient. Never mind.
There we go.
It still wouldn't hit last time, but this time 3 plus 3 on top of that would be 15. So that hits.
Okay, that's going to be 2d6. Yeah, 2d6. 5 points of damage,
Minus
and they
5
have to
points of
pass
damage.
a spell DC, or they are.
So here's where it makes the save. Okay.
Oh no, yeah.
They
honestly-
grappled condition until the
No.
beginning of your next turn.
No, there is no set. There is no save.
No, they're just grappled. Yeah.
They
If
get-
the attack hits, they're grappled. So he stopped just before he gets to the doors. You see now as he gets closer, he's lit up as well. He's human, so he can't see unless he's got a light. But the doors now ahead of you are lit. You can see there's scratch marks. They were digging away the ice. They were trying to get these huge doors open, but they didn't get that close. But he is trapped where he is now. Beowulf. This one behind you's heavily damaged. There's another one attacking Harshnag.
Well, he's gonna attack this one first. Try and
Okay.
get it gone.
Absolutely. 22, yeah, 5 points of damage. And then the second attack.
That didn't kill him? Oh my
Nope, oh no. Nope, not yet. 18 for 7 more. Still not dead, but you have knocked them down to the ground and pinned them to these gigantic stairs. And you've got like your back feet up on one step and then your head is 3 feet down, crushing down onto this thing below you. It's in serious trouble.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, all it's going to do on its turn is try and back away from you. So you get an attack of opportunity as it tries to back down the stairs.
Not so much on that one.
But you miss. It just skittering on its ass, running away, like just backwards across the floor. This one here is still going to attack Harshnag with advantage because they're still rated 6 and a 7. Yeah, they are seriously distracted. And then this one is also going to attack with advantage, a 16 and a 14. It bounces off of Harshnag's plate armor harmlessly. Idicus. Harshnag has stopped fighting. He's just stood up. He's just letting them beat against his legs.
He's gonna go for the guy who's running away.
Okay. They've got almost 6 points. Still not quite. Oh, give us the sneak attack damage. Because you're attacking from hiding. They haven't seen you. I'll give it to you. Yep, absolutely. Minus 14 more. It goes right through them and skips off the floor on the other side. They just stop crawling and drop. They're dead. Bigford.
Bickford's going to use his movement to come down from the ledge.
Yep.
And he's going to cast Shadow Whip again on
Yep.
that shaman.
The one that's on the one by the door. Yeah, okay.
I don't want him to leave.
Yep.
And then +3 to that. So
yeah,
18.
that hits. It does. So 2d6 damage.
8
8
more.
more points of damage. So you're slowly grinding them down damage-wise, but as they were just about to be able to step forward, you wrapped them up again. All they seem to be doing is trying to get to that door.
Without creature here, I should say that the Shadow Whip actually looks like a gnarled tree root
Okay.
made of shadows.
Okay.
Without creature here, he's actually drawing from a different place.
Okay. Oh, I like that. All right. Beowulf. You can't get to the shaman, but you can get to the other
Nope.
two that are beating on Harshnag.
Yeah. So he's gonna go over here and play with that guy for a minute.
Absolutely. Give us the bite. And again, these are advantage because it's raging. So it does not 26. So that's the whole 4 points. Okay. And then just give us the second attack and then we'll do the 2 saves. Not that they're going to live anyway. 15 still does hit. So another 6 points of damage. So you claw and bite again at this thing that's beating at Harshnag's legs. At this moment, Harshnag looks down again like he's just come back from a daydream. And he just steps forward with 1 foot and just crushes this one under his foot. Just on the steps. And he starts to bellow in giant. Bickford, you speak giant, right?
Beowulf does.
No,
I do.
Beowulf does
Idicus.
and Idicus does. So the two of you hear, "There shall be no defilers," and the other foot comes up and comes down again. You look up, his eyes are bright, shining blue. There's lightning running down the bridge of his nose and through his beard and mustache. He stomps the other one to pieces. He looks up at the shaman and says, "Allfather, feed." And Bickford, you watch the vines unwrap against your will from this shaman, and it turns to look at you with terror on his face. And you watch him just wrap in ice. First just a skiff, then a layer, then a casing, then it starts to lose the human shape. It's just like an upside down icicle. And then a stalagmite. And that's all that's left of it.
The almost piteous shaking of the head as he watches the guy die.
There is no question that the creature inside is dead. Harshnag steps up the stairs, past you, Beowulf, not even paying any attention, taking them 2 steps at a time, 6 feet of vertical each time he steps up, boom, 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 and comes down with a 2-handed swing with his magical axe, and shatters this ice block in all directions. Puts his hand on the wall, on the doors, and says they did not enter. Come with me. And he grabs the doors and starts to mutter. These doors are like the ones outside, except instead of granite, as he gives them the first shake and the ice falls off, they are solid gold. 60 feet tall. Each one 30 feet wide. The boom, boom, boom of the movement lets you know a few things. They're at least 3 or 4 feet thick. They're solid. And even a Harshnag couldn't be moving these without magic. Those of you that know Giant hear him praying in that ancient form of Giant that you heard him speaking before. The only real words that are easy to pick out are All-Father. And then
Bickford's looting corpses.
surprisingly, there's almost nothing. They were all but out of food, all but out of water. They had come here very desperately. You do find a note, Bickford. Thank you for saying you looted the bodies. On the leader, you find a note that says, they've gone missing. We believe the Giants have them. Looks like they thought they were here on a rescue mission. But if they were on a rescue mission, why were they trying to break into a place that nobody'd been to before?
Serious question. Were these Uthgard barbarians?
They were.
They were. Oh, fuck. So Bickford really doesn't feel bad. These guys had beef.
All right. And with that, the last of the ice falls away. The last of the magic runes are uttered by Harshnag. And he pushes the doors open. And you all step into a room that is bigger than most cities you've been in. I have to back out so far to see the whole thing. Ahead of you are 7 statues, massive, huge, each of them over 100 feet tall. The biggest one in the middle, twice that. Just have to get to my description page because I want to read this verbatim. This is one of the few things in this thing I'm not going to change. You step through these huge doors. Thick frost clings to every surface of this 300-foot-high vaulted chamber. 7 enormous statues dominate the room. The largest of them in the center is a robed giant, his arms outstretched and his face hidden beneath a stony cowl, facing a glowing archway away from you on the east wall. Kneeling in rows to each side of this statue are 6 statues half its size, each impressive in their own right and depicting a paragon of a type of giant. A hill giant, a stone giant, frost, fire, cloud, and storm. These smaller statues face the bigger one in the room's center. In their outstretched arms, 5 of the giants hold weapons. Only the frost giant statue is unarmed. The archway at the far end of this palely lit room, just lit enough for you to see. Although I don't think you guys can at the moment, can you?
No.
For the purposes of this, I'm going to do... that. So you now should be able to see that room. No, still not? Okay, I did it on the wrong map. Hang on.
Mhm.
I gotta do it over here where I'm the boss, not over there where I'm watching. Reveal area. How about now?
Still just
Still
the
no?
bit around the giant.
Okay.
I mean, I see it over here.
Hang on. Let me do.
Yeah, cheating by looking at the stream, we can see it.
Well, don't do that because you can see the whole damn thing from there. But anyway, you just have to take my word for this description of the room. But beyond it, it's lit by this portal on the far wall. This archway is 40 feet wide and 40 feet tall. 6 different runes are carved around the rock, in the rock around it, each one inlaid with mithril. And a glowing mist fills the arch. Niches in the wall on either side of it contain empty, ice-covered sconces made of iron. The split-second Harshnag enters this room. He drops again to a knee and starts to pray. As you look up at this, Beowulf, what are you thinking?
He's just taking his time to, take it all in, kind of think about where everyone is, which one is which, and realizing that this is probably a sacred chamber of some sort that very few people, if any, get to see. So he kind of, like Harshnag, gets down, bends down a little bit and just kind of lowers his head while Harshnag says his words.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do is that.
There we go.
There we go.
I made Harshnag emit massive amounts of light. The only thing is you shouldn't be able to see through that hole in the bottom. That's a mistake. But that is what you see in front of you. This is in a world where the tallest building is 30 feet, 40 feet maybe, other than a castle that might be maybe 80 to 100 feet. Each one of these small statues is that tall. The big one in the middle is twice that size. Bigford. Obviously magical portal on the far side of the room. What's your thought process?
Bigford's never, ever seen architecture like this. When he was on a job, if he was allowed in the main keep, it was all skulls and demons and gargoyles and sometimes actual gargoyles.
Yeah.
So he's taking it in. He's very at the same time he also realizes that he has to keep an eye on Idicus because he knows Idicus is going to take off the second somebody
Yeah.
Perfect. Speaking of which, Idicus, probably the biggest hollow space you've ever been in.
Yeah.
You are smaller than the toes on the little statues. Never mind the big one in the middle. What is your thought process, if any? And what do you, you're the only person I'm asking this, what do you do at this moment?
He's gotten back out Fred.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Yep.
And he wants to be respectful because he sees Beowulf doing it. He sees Harshnag doing it.
Yeah.
And so he tries to be respectful,
Yeah.
and then he gets bored.
Yep.
So he starts to walk towards the portal because it is the shiniest thing probably in the room.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let me get in here just to remind myself I'm going to move you sort of off in that direction.
Oh, that's not Idicus.
Oops, wrong one.
I don't even know what that is.
That
I
would
think
be
it's
the
one of
white
the
dragon from
creatures.
earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it? So that's okay. Let me make that
That's the
go
one you
away.
stomped on.
There. I knew it had kind of a similar frame. There you go.
Mm-mm.
So you sort of wander off into the room. Bigford. Everybody's like doing obeisance except for Idicus, who's wandering right towards the giant magical statue and the
Hey.
portal.
Edicus, get back here.
Tiny.
Yeah, later.
Do you even turn and look, or do they just keep walking shiny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fucking shiny.
Edicus, later.
And with that exact moment right there is where we will drop the curtain on tonight.
Thunderscape, oh no.
I kind of short bombed that fight, but I realized very quickly it works better if you guys do this without help, because now they can't get in. So you guys, the three of you, are going to have to do the rest of this particular bit by yourselves, while I have them do a completely different adventure outside. So that's my fun for the next week. I get to plan something that is not in the adventure at all.
Ooh, this will be fun.
Oh yeah, it's always. I already know. To be honest, that sounded like, oh no. I've already know what they're gonna do and how it's gonna work. So, oh,
Technically, they've already got a hole.
yes, they do if they found it, but that's not what's gonna happen. Anyway,
One of them doesn't have eyes.
yeah. So, thank you so much. 3 people is tough when you're used to 5. So thank you very much to Bison, thank you very much to Solar, and thank you very much to Sarah. I appreciate all the efforts you guys bring to 3 completely different characters. It turns out, what we found out tonight, if nothing else, is that Corfell is the insolent teenager, and more importantly, we were right, and it is Creature who is the dad.
100%.
I'm just the
Yep.
happy
Yes.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
the other 2 of you are like, you're helping, but the adult was not here tonight.
Was
But-
the adult child and the drunk like brother-in-law?
Yeah, the uncle. Yeah.
I'm Randy Quaid on this national.
Yeah. There it is, Randy the Bugbear Quaid. There it is. That's the image we're gonna leave on. So thank the 3 of you so much. Thank you to everybody in chat. It was kind of a weird one tonight. I enjoyed it, but it was kind of weird. So thank you all for watching. And also
Yes.
for anybody who's watching in the future on YouTube, please hit that like button and leave us the swirly hearts. We love the swirly hearts. I don't know if you guys watch the YouTube, but we almost always get swirly hearts. So thank you in advance for those. I hope every week that we earn them. And with that, until next time, as always, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Stay safe.